Hey guys, Mikey the Crafter here, back for another video on Classicube, and today I'm going to be playing a mini game on Classicube, which this mini game is called Countdown. Now in Countdown, there are different squares, and you have to survive because the last one standing will be on the last square. And so it's kind of like Spleef but without players, and it's a really fun game. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of people on right now. There's about 10. And right now, I think most everyone actually died. This is an early round, so I'm just going to jump out, actually. Because I don't know what happened that round. So, it'll be more fun when it's more competitive. Right now, there's 6 people playing. And so, we're about to start. And as you can see, there's people all around. And right now, as you can see, the squares go from green to yellow to orange to red, and they will fall. And so a great strategy I have is stand between 4 or 3 squares like this, or 2 in between this. And so, yeah. And yeah, it's a really fun game. So hold on, Dustin's cheating. Sorry, I had to kill someone. They were cheating. And so this is how you play. You basically want to stay on the square that is green and try and survive. So right now, I'm gonna actually stay over here. There's more squares over here, but depending upon what happens, yeah, I'm gonna go over here and then over here and back over here. So I'm gonna stand right here between these 3 squares. And so, yeah, you can see there's a lot of people jumping all about. Oh, we're stuck on a single square, and we're gonna die. And Casio Gamer 2 is the winner. Destin. I'm gonna kick Destin because he's cheating. So yeah. So now we're gonna do another round of this. So let's go. We're starting off, and people are already getting out. What the hell happened? How is there so many squares left and there's only 2 people left? You know what? I'm just gonna jump out because I don't like it when there's not many people. It makes it boring. So yeah. We're going into another round now. So this should be pretty fun. Okay. Sorry, I was just adjusting my microphone. Oh my god, I almost fell in. And what is going on? Now you can see Casio Gamer is Gamer. I don't know, but yeah. So that's the gist of this game. It's a really fun game, and you can basically be very competitive with your friends now. What happened that round? It looks like everyone just about left this. Wait, what? Someone all. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna summon everyone. There we go. It was glitching. So now we have everyone back in. Now you can. What the fuck? Sorry, but it appears someone's ending it early. Command set. Oh, hold on. Someone ended the round, I think. What is going on? So yeah, it appears someone ended the round early. Hold on, I have an idea. So countdown set 32, 32, 32. Okay, now I'm gonna go see what Tango, Gamer, and Dream are doing now. I'm actually gonna make map. They want me to make it so map. I'm gonna see minus hack plus third person. So I'm just making it so that this map is ready for their little game. They're gonna do an Among Us game here. So now I'm gonna go to classy survival level. Sorry, my keyboard is a little bit, I don't know, my fingers are just a little weird from the keyboard. So we didn't have the best gameplay the last few rounds that I just recorded, but there was some really good gameplay. There was some really good gameplay on that game earlier. And as you can see, we built a lot today. There's some new schools here, here, and here, and there's also another school under construction right here. I worked a lot on some different things. And as you can see, there's another neighborhood developing around this second train station, which is kind of a lot of low-income looking areas. And that's what it's going to be. Meanwhile, in here, this area is going to become kind of the rich upper quarter of the city. And over here, there's this old palace castle, which I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. But this is the new palace. As you can see here, it's pretty big. And we haven't done the interior yet. Here's one of the older slums. It's the biggest of the slums. It's like huge. And, oh, by the way, this is an arena right here. I would also like to mention there are some other towns which I've been working on. Like this is Victoriasford and the train station, which I was working on earlier, which I'm actually going to be working on in a minute with you. So, next off, over here, there's some work going on in this city of Fetter City. And back in this city, which is called Richmond, there's a ton of small projects going on and then a few big projects. And there's some construction here, and we're actually going to be revamping the metro system. And so, here's this city, which is a smaller town. And over here, I forget what this town's called. Pine Hill. I thought it was like Pinewood Hills, but I was close enough. So Pine Hill is a small little hamlet. And we have some more little hamlets dotting throughout the map that aren't very significant. But generally, it's just those few towns, and there's also that small hamlet right there. There's going to be another smaller city right there. And eventually, this city is going to reach out to about here and go around that way. This city, which is going to be going out to about there and wrapping around that way. And there's going to be a small city over here, which is just going to be like that. And it's going to be very old-fashioned. And then the sports city is just going to go like that. And also, my friend Ninja20, who's a staff member on the server, is working on a medieval-style town over here. And so, yeah, that wraps up what's new. I'm actually going to start building now. So I'm working on Victoriasford train station. Now I'm going to get some blocks. And put a floor down. Yeah, it's Minecraft Classic, so it's fun because it's free and also it's very low. You'd think it'd be low energy, but it takes a lot of energy. But also it's low care. It's not really very like hardcore. There's not many hardcore gamers. Although the minigames can get pretty intense between people fighting. But yeah, this is going to be the train station for the city. It's going to be mid-century modern style. Because I guess that's what I'm going for now. In this train station. So I'm gonna put some stone slabs down. And as you can see, there's like 9 people on. That's kind of the average during the day, is about 8 or 9 people. Sometimes a little bit more and a little bit less in morning and middays, but usually from about 2 p.m. to about 9 p.m. It's usually about 9 or more. So now I'm going to be working on these stairs. And here, the stairs go down. So yeah, the stairs go down, and the stairs go down. They're going to go down to this road here. And I'm also going to have some commercial stuff over here. And then I'm going to have this canal go this way. So I'm doing some commands right now, which I'm going to teach you how to do in future episodes. But basically, the commands I'm doing are copy and paste and Z, and yeah, commands like that. Over here, I'm going to have a small little path. It's going to turn into a larger path. And this is going to come from the train station. And I'm going to do some interior and final touches later on. But yeah. Right? FRRC. So this is a small city which I'm going to be growing. And over here we have just a building, which I'm not even going to go into. It's kind of controversial, but there's some interesting lore behind this building. Yeah, it's kind of one of the more famous buildings in Victoriasford, which her nickname is Retro, so a lot of people just call it Retrosford. So yeah, this is a medium-sized city, maybe a little smaller than medium. Now, I'm going to be showing you some more things now that I finished up building that. I'm going to be showing you a little update to our spawn, which we actually, yeah, we have a main. Now, our first, well, this wasn't our first main, but our older main looked like this. Then our main looked like this. And now it's kind of October, so we decorated it for Halloween, and I think I'm going to work off a lot of these things. There's some really good content in this new spawn. Like, we have new portals, like Countdown, Pixel Art. I'm not even going to that portal. But Pixel Art was already here. Countdown is that game I showed you earlier. Builder, that goes to Builder 03. Guest goes to the guest map for building. CTF isn't finished. TNT Wars is work in progress. Lava Survival has some issues, and Zombie Survival is fully functional. Survival is basically creative now, but it's fun nonetheless. So I'm going to go to Builder 03, and let's see what they are doing. So on the top level, now the style I did Builder maps 2, 3, and 4, and I'll probably keep doing, is there's a top level, there's 2 middle levels, and there's a bottom level. And on the top level, it's usually the most popular one, and it fills up the quickest, and then this level fills up second quickest, and this level is usually a mess, but it pretty much fills up just as fast as the second level, and this level seems to always be the last one to fill up. Now, I don't know, there's always some sort of small minor grief like this going on here. Let me just fix this real quickly. Yeah, this guy griefed. So you can see I'm just fixing that because this is a messy world, a very messy world. It gets minor griefs because other than guests, this is basically where all the noobs go to build, and a lot of them do minor griefs like this. So I've got to watch out for it. So I think that's Casio. Why is Casio there? Now, Jimin is an active member of our community. Now, then there's Dream, which is gamer, and he's building something. They're building down here, so yeah, I'm gonna leave them be. So I'm gonna go. Oh, and there's a lot of flags and random pixel art that kind of comes up around the top level sometimes. And the top level is usually pretty random, to be honest. Although it's pretty sectioned off. Like over here, you got these houses. You got the little neighborhood going on here. You got skyscrapers, etc. So we go to Builder 01, which I'll show you first. It's a different style. It was a very big, flat map, and it's an older map, much older than Builder 02 and 03 and 04. Builder 04 is pretty new. It's the newest of them, obviously, because it's the last numerically. And I am going to deal with something real quickly. Someone did a minor grief. I'm not even going to go into what that was. But over here, you have some random builds. This is a pretty random part of the map. And then there's pixel art going on here. There's this. And don't build a pyramid. Everyone obviously built a pyramid. I think someone griefed their eyes. I'm not even going to get into that. I don't think he built here. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure I'm not accidentally griefing anything. Yeah, I'm fine. So, yeah, that is supposed to be like that. There's a lot of pyramids on this world. It's very large because I oversized this world. And of course, there's random Microsoft being a greedy corporation means. There's an air base here, which was originally in a different map. There's some random towers, Rubik's Cube, which is a really large Rubik's Cube. And then near spawn, there's all these random little builds and neat little things, which is pretty cool. Now this is honestly my least favorite builder map, if I'm going to be honest, even though it's the oldest and most iconic, and there's some really cool builds here, like this creeper. But I favor the new builder maps. Ugh, and there's always someone who builds swastikas everywhere. So you gotta watch out for that. Like, people are always gonna build swastikas and I'll just say private parts all over the beginner build maps. But this is Builder 02. Now I think there used to be something here. Yeah, it was nothing. Never mind. But then we have this, which is basically just random stuff. And actually, some more Rubik's Cubes. Then there's some other stuff over here, like trans rights, phenyluric rights matter. Did the same person build both? They're actually very unrelated. Oh yeah, the same person did not build both. Little end island, houses, random buildings. You see a tower here, and that's the top level. It's basically filled. And basically, when I make the next builder map is usually when the third layer usually gets filled, because that means no one really builds on the fourth layer, although they do, but a lot of the times the fourth layer just is a mess. Even if it isn't filled up, it doesn't matter. Not that the fourth layer is inherently worse or anything, it's just a lot of craziness. There are some minor griefs which actually are unfixable here, which this is a pretty nice building though, even though it's not like amazing or anything. It's pretty nice. So the second layer looks like this, third layer looks like this, fourth layer looks like this. And then if we go to Builder 03, as you saw before, it looks like this. And then Builder 04 is our newest builder map, and it looks like this. So it's very new, and there's already a little bit of mess on the first level. That's always nice, and there's actually more mess on the intermediate levels. So there's some random mazes, some LGBT signs, and some little houses, but not much yet, because this map is actually really new. I think the same person built most of it actually. And so yeah, who built this though? I forget who built this tower. Dude did. So now I'm gonna go to guest 2. Now I'm gonna go to guest 2, and guest 2 is basically our main builder map for guest. And basically, guest 2 has some really random looking buildings, and obviously it's not the best, but it's not the worst, and it's got the pyramid, and it's got a nice pixel art wall. This is actually my favorite part about the map, is the pixel art wall. And if we go to guest 3, which is not a map yet, sorry, and now we have the pixel art map. So the first pixel art map is obviously filled, but this is the style I do for all my pixel art maps. This is the spawn I do, and I just do white walls. As you can see, there's a ton of wonderful pixel art from over, yeah, there's a bad word right there, but over the years on all these walls, and also some not so wonderful things. And then there's pixel art 2, which I think is actually a little bit more just randomness, and there's not even much on this wall because I think it got griefed. Then pixel art 3, which is our current main pixel art map, is pretty much almost filled, except for on these, there's some big white spaces on top. But once those are filled, I'm gonna move on to pixel art 4, which is actually pretty much filled. So I'll probably move on to pixel art 5, which is a clear map, because there was originally just memes here. Now I moved it to a different map. And pixel art 6 is just this random meme. Pixel art 7, there's a little bit of pixel art, and then there's pixel art 8, which I believe is the last map, is just blank, and then pixel art 9, which is just a template. So yeah, now next off, I'm going to go to main, and I'm going to show you one more map, which is actually one of our oldest maps, which is called Classibuild level, but it's probably going to take like a minute to load because it's humongous. Let me turn the FPS off. I don't know why that was on, but Classibuild level is huge, and it is basically filled. And we stopped using this map around early 2019 because it's getting so insanely large that most slower computers, and there's a lot of people on slower computers and Chromebooks that play this game, couldn't load the map, so we basically alienated our community from what at the time was our main build map because it was so big. So we're going to spawn in here, and first of all you can see the spawn, which is this town of, I think it's Cubicville or Classiville, I forget the name of it. Oh my god. Hold on, I actually went to main. I think it's Cubicville. But then there's No Dabbing Land, which is near No Dabbing sign. There's a bunch of different cities and towns, but I'm not going to go into them today because that would take forever. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the map. And you can see some people are going to zombie survival. Now, as we load this map, I'm just going to say this map has so many memories, and it's got so many different builds, and it's basically modeled off like a little country, but yeah. So here it is. I'm not going to go into that portal. Hold on. Cubicville. So this is the spawn. Now this is the map started, and this was the boundaries, but we expanded out that way. So as you can see, this is pretty much filled except for a small little area we kept to make it look classic. So over here is no dabbing land. And there's a bunch of builds on all over this. This is basically called the old world, and there's a new world, which is a different island over there, which is even larger but less developed. And then you have all these builds, and it keeps going out. And then we have some clear space here, but to be honest, who wants to build at like 50 FPS? And I have a pretty good graphics card and 16 gigs of RAM, so who knows what it'll be like on a worse computer. So over here, you have all this huge stuff like an airport and that arena. Then you have countryside and Mikington, which is the name of this town or city. And then you have all this like biome stuff over here. This is kind of countryside looking. It's really cool. There's different cities and towns. And then we have some other stuff, like over here we have a mall and a train station. Yeah, this is a pretty good sized mall, if you ask me. It's like basically just a pretty cool looking mall. Here we have a Wizard's Tower, which is actually one of the newest builds on here. I'm not going to do B because it'll be really long. Then we have this. This is like an American looking area with highways and stuff. And here's a university. Suburbs. And here we have the capital city, which has all these different cool looking buildings. So yeah. And over here we have this other city here, which is pretty cool too. And I know I'm just going a brief overview, so I'm missing a lot of stuff. There's some random islands here. A lot going on. So that is basically an overview of what's been going on. And I'm going to be ending off this video by saying I hope you all have a wonderful day. And it's Mikey the Crafter signing out.